the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
Got hurt. They gave up like 75 yards more a game through the air once Haden got hurt because they couldn't help as much one corner as they did because they could put Haden on an island and let him go play. So it changed how they played in the back end a little bit. I think that injury was of more significance than people wanted to give it credit because there was such a stigma around Kamal Haden going into the year because of the previous year, right? The whole South Carolina thing, and this guy was immature and this, that, and the other. He was playing really well.
Yeah.
You look at last year, they had 5 interceptions at the corner position. He had 3. Gabe Judy-Lally had 1. And Warren Burrell in mop-up duty had the other one on a tip ball. So they've got to make more plays at the corner position. And I think for me, I don't think it's about showing up like they're going to give up 70-yard pass plays over their head. But for me, showing up is going to be, are you playing such a soft cushion that you're going to give up 3rd and 8 in zone and a cover 2? I mean, like, you should be able to be squeezed tighter than you have in the past. 1, you're more athletic. And 2, listen, trust those guys up front, right? I mean, trust that Pierce is going to get there and make the quarterback move and throw the ball early. Don't give up that big cushion and bail the quarterback out. I think Tennessee let the opposing quarterback off the hook some last year because of how soft they played in the back end.
What is your gut as someone who's just studied and watched so much football? Do you think they should be more aggressive because of what they're going to be able to throw out on 3rd and long and just kind of, and with what we've seen from Jamon McCoy and what we're hearing in camp, like the pick 6 against Nico coming out of camp. And I think, was it Dante Thornton who was talking up Gibson and just his physical style, where it seems like these 2 corners in particular, if you were ever going to open it up a little bit and let them be a little bit more aggressive and be on an island and kind of trust some guys on the outside, it's these 2, right?
Well, I think you have to play that way in this day and age of college football. I mean, I'm not saying you play that way, at every spot on the football field, but I just think those guys have to trust in themselves, have to trust in the guys in front of them, and don't play with a concern about giving up something big. Their zone holes and zone gaps have been big. Now, not all of that's on the corners. I don't think the linebackers were particularly great in coverage last year at times. I thought there were some holes there. We'll see how much better they are. I just think they've got to make windows smaller when they're playing zone. If they're going to play zone on 3rd and long situations and then, try to rush with 4 and drop everybody else in the coverage. If you're going to rush 4 and drop 7 or rush 3 and drop 8, which they've done at times, then there can't be these gaping holes to throw the ball into if you're in drop coverage. Now the other question is, do they feel like they've got 6 defensive backs? Can they play dime? Do they play a 6 DB package and take a linebacker off the field? Does that help you with some of your zone stuff on 3rd and longer situations? They didn't do a ton of that last year. So we'll see. I mean, I think everybody is curious to see what the pieces of the puzzle in the secondary look like, and then what is the personality of those pieces. Are they all bend, don't break? We're not going to get thrown over our heads. I mean, Kamal Haden wasn't afraid of getting beat deep, so he played tighter coverages. I mean, do they trust their speed? Do they believe in themselves to where they're left on an island? And if you play on an island, you're going to play aggressively out there. What's their personality? We don't know. I mean, I think I have an idea what Ricky Gibson's personality is. I think he wants to be aggressive. I think McCoy was aggressive at Oregon State. But what does that look like? What does that look like? Not against Chattanooga, no offense to the Mocs, but what does that look like, when you're playing NC State and you're playing against a quarterback who's, talented. A lot of people think can play at the next level, who's stepping up in the stage. I mean, how aggressive are you going to play in that type of game versus what you're going to play in week 1? I don't think you can make a whole lot of judgment on the secondary in week 1.
What's your gut tell you that they're going to do?
I think they're going to play more aggressive. I think they've heard enough of it I think those corners are going to be more aggressive. I know if Boo Carter's on the field, he's going to be aggressive because I don't think he knows any other way to play. Now that may hurt him at some point and may give up a play and it might scare him out of playing him some. I don't know, but I think he believes in himself so much and trusts his athletic ability so much. He's going to play aggressive. I get the sense McCoy is the same way, just not as brash about it as Boo can be. So we'll see. I do get the sense that they're going to trust their athletic ability a little bit more, and they're going to be more aggressive. I say that because Josh Heupel has praised the corners multiple times in this preseason, which is a little out of character for him in terms of that he doesn't give a lot of defensive talk. He kind of leaves that to Tim Banks and the defensive coaches when they meet the media. But he's pointed out the corners a couple of different times after scrimmages with the way that they played. I certainly think they believe they're much more athletic back there, which should allow them to be more aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas podcast. Hell yeah.